Now, we start with some breaking news about me. Now, this is really important. This is breaking news about me. My record is intact. I have never, ever been to a White House Correspondents' Gala, ever. Did I say ever? And I'm very proud of that. And by the way, I didn't go this Saturday, so my record remains intact, thankfully. All right. We begin tonight to a Fox News alert. Up and away. Here we go again as another mysterious balloon just breached U.S. territory. Officials are now tracking the UFO near Hawaii. And while the Biden administration doesn't know what it is or where it's from or who is flying this thing, they somehow know for certain. They're telling we, the American people, that it poses absolutely no security risk at all whatsoever. Why does that not pass the smell test? Remember, we still have no clue, no idea what the three objects were that Biden and his administration shot out of the sky with those $400,000 Sidewinder missiles. So we're going to keep you posted. And if they decide to shoot this balloon out of the sky as well with another, $400,000 missile, as per tradition, we'll let you know. All right, also tonight, straight ahead, Vivek Ramaswamy will join us. Now, yesterday, he absolutely schooled NBC's Chuck Todd on the difference between a man and a woman. Here's a preview.
Are you confident that you know that gender is as binary as you're describing it? Are you confident that it isn't a spectrum?
I am.
Do you know this as a scientist?
The best part's coming up. We'll play the full exchange straight ahead. And by the way, terrible economic news as Biden's banking crisis now rages on. This is the second largest bank collapse in American history. Now, remember in March, he assured every American that this was not a banking issue. And just like he said, inflation was transitory. He gets everything wrong. So we'll get to that tonight. And coming up, the sad tragedy out of Texas where an illegal immigrant who previously was deported not once, not twice, not three, not four times, but 5 separate times, just brutally murdered 5 innocent people, including an 8-year-old little boy. Now, the great one, I talked to him before the show. He is really angry about all of this. At some point, when do we call people out that they have blood on their hands? We'll get to all of that and our wide open southern border. But first tonight, we begin in Batesville, Arkansas, where zero experienced Hunter Biden appeared in court today wearing a beautiful, check it out, beautiful designer suit, flanked by some of the most expensive attorneys in the world. The president's adult son told the judge that he was just too poor to make child support payments. I'm not making it up. To the mother of his 4-year-old daughter. Now, according to Hunter's attorney, the millions that he made from Russia and China and Ukraine and all these other countries, apparently, they're claiming, are long gone. We'd like to get an answer. How much money did the Biden family syndicate make in China, Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, and all these other places? We know that some rich donor friend of his bailed him out with a $2.8 million tax bill. Apparently, his $100,000 Porsche has been repossessed, and it is unclear if he's still paying rent on that $20,000 a month Malibu mansion. Now, this celebrity lawyer from Hollywood that paid off his tax bill also bought him a new car. It's great to have friends in high places, isn't it? And apparently, Hunter is now so destitute that during his recent trip to Ireland, he had to sleep on a cot in the president's hotel room. By the way, I feel sorry for Joe more than him because he was unable to afford his own lodging, according to them. Now, does any of you believe this? No, nobody. Hunter's only income, according to his lawyers, is from his work as an amateur paint-by-numbers artist. I call it it's called Portraits of a Crack Addict. But Hunter is unable or unwilling to put a value on the art, even though his, quote, masterpieces were reportedly selling for anywhere between $75,000 and $500,000 a piece. We don't know who's buying them. Now, of course, his father, the president, is also ultra wealthy, despite working as a, quote, public servant his entire life. Joe Biden has amassed millions and millions of dollars and multiple mansions, and yet neither Joe nor Dr. Jill, guess they're not willing to lend a helping hand for a 4-year-old granddaughter. Here's the saddest part. They will not even recognize their 4-year-old granddaughter. No invites to the granddaughter, no recognition of the granddaughter in the White House, no birthday cards, no Christmas presents, nothing, zip, nada. He said last week that he has 6 grandchildren. Will somebody please tell the president that he actually has 7 grandchildren, and it's beyond time that Joe and Jill Biden invite this innocent 4-year-old little girl into their lives and properly embrace her with the love that she deserves from her grandparents. The circumstances surrounding her birth are irrelevant. Ignoring her is frankly repulsive. And now their deadbeat son is attempting to reduce or even eliminate child support payments. You know, the entire family should be ashamed of themselves, but the Bidens have no shame. Now, just imagine for a second if this was the Trump family, and this was Donald Trump not recognizing his own granddaughter or not helping financially his own granddaughter or grandson. Anyway, here's what Hunter had to say earlier. Take a look.
Hunter, is your dad doing a disservice for not recognizing his grandchild?
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.